You're coming to you live from somewhere, Mr. Brooklyn Tex, aka Textiles, Daily Thread Podcast. And we talking implied odds, probability, MLB prognosis from the Daily Spread Prognostics. First game on the board today that we spoke about on the podcast episode, right? We like in our 17th season, according to us, like the third episode. You can find that wherever you listen to podcasts, but also I'll post it on here on YouTube as well. But, you can find it on my Patreon if you are a part of the paid Patreon. It should be on a free site because it's free everywhere else. It's on my Facebook, it's on my Twitter, it's in my IG stories at Daily Spread Podcast. And we spoke about the prognosis. We spoke about the we spoke about implied odds probability and what that means in regards to the line. Because in most of what we hear today regarding sports betting and the odds and the lines is, say for example, that line was like a maybe with minus 240 for the home team, the Tigers, right? Maybe not even that high, right? I don't think it was that high. But on the other side, you had the Rockies with Felton on the mound, right? Here's a couple of things. When you put a number as high as you put it, and it was high, I'm remembering now, I don't have it written down. I have it saved on the phone in a picture. When you put the number that high, you're saying that there's no way that the other team could lose. Now, the game is not over by any stretch of the word. We don't know what's going to happen for sure. However, that line certainly came down with the Rockies scoring first. So now the line is like at a plus 125 for the Rockies to win straight up. And hey, I'll tell you this. There's a little caveat here I'm on the Rockies to cover. I also just sprinkled a little bit on the money line because I felt like I should have took it pre-game, right? But I was on a spread because the spread was plus money. And the reason is the Tigers don't really cover that well in this type of a spot. It's like the third game in that series. They usually start to wear down a bit. I know they're coming with their best pitcher, but he's also been on a massive tear. And I thought he was going to fall to last matchup, but he came through. And so maybe home regression is in effect. And Feltner, nobody likes Feltner, but 79, 80% of the energy, whether it was the money or the bets or a combination of both, was on the side of the home team. Once again, I can't even remember. Oh yeah, the Tigers, right? So that was another reason why I said, yo, this might be a spot for the Rockies. But I'm going to slide because I don't know what's happening. And it's very volatile right now as we speak. Because as you can tell, it's game resumed right now. If you don't know, you can tell. If you don't know what time it is, tell me, do you know? Right? That's telling me that it's closing in on a 2 o'clock hour. Game started at 1 and some change. So we probably in the third or fourth inning right now. So we need to keep eyes on the board to know what's shaking and moving in that game. And not only in that game, but also in the Reds game and in the games moving coming forward. Because in the games later on in the day, I should say, right? Because what we need to do is keep our eyes on it so we'll know what exactly to do in order to get the results that we want to get on the day. So with that being said, Daily Spread Podcast, we out. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share if you find value too. You heard me?